IoT Time.
Hello folks, I am Ken Briota, Editorial Director for IoTEvolutionWorld.com, and you are here on IoT Time. First up, the news. Gemalto has boosted connectivity for the Internet of Things with its newly released industry-first M2M Cat-1 LTE Module. This is expected to help move things faster, especially in the Cat-1 certification. Ericsson has launched its new IoT Networks Software 16B. That includes extended coverage for GSM, which is done in partnership with Intel, extended battery life with a power-saving mode on an LTE chipset with Altair and Telit, and an LTE Category 0 prototype with half-duplex support for low-cost devices in partnership with Sequens. It's very excited about that. And GreenPeak Technologies, which is an RF semiconductor company, today announced that it has shipped well over 100 million IEEE ZigBee chips into the smart home market, which is huge, but still less than 10% of the projected rates for 10 years from now. So yet again, our projected rates seem to be a little bit inflated. It's interesting to see nonetheless. I had an interesting conversation today as we move into MyIoT with Kristine Snow, the president of Cisco Capital, which is the arm of Cisco that sort of operates like a financing house for IoT solutions and other Cisco products. We had a great talk about the way that the IoT is going to develop its infrastructure. Because right now, a lot of you folks are fighting the good fight, trying to make everything cheaper, make everything work better for less money. But eventually, if we're going to establish enterprise systems, existing old-style dumb systems are going to have to be retrofitted and made smarter and or replaced with new smart systems if we're going to create a broad, especially industrial IoT. Somehow that's going to need to be financed. Now, what Cisco Capital is doing is creating ways for enterprises to do that by borrowing traditionally or more likely leasing in sort of non-traditional ways equipment and setting up financing deals. There's a lot of very interesting information. She and I had a long talk about it. You're going to be able to read about the whole thing at IoTEvolutionWorld.com. But it's important to think about how we're going to pay for all this. Because if we are really going to get to these billions and trillions of devices, which is somewhat questionable in the time frame that folks are talking about, but in longer time frames, it looks pretty inevitable. It's going to have to get paid for somehow, and we can't pass all of that cost on to consumers for industrial things. You're going to have to absorb some of it into your capital expenditures as companies. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that works out, and you'll want to check out my interview with Kristine Snow, president of Cisco Capital, for her recommendations on the ways that we're going to do that. In the meantime, that's all that I have for today, folks. I am Ken Briota, Editorial Director for IoT Evolution World. You can tweet me at Ken Briota or at IoT Evolution, and you can find me at IoTEvolutionWorld.com. Thanks, folks. We'll catch you next time.
IoT Time.